16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahala. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
NEC Remit. Send money online to India. Credit in seconds with great rates. Download NEC Remit app now.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain. With over a decade of existence in Bahrain, exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com. Since 2006, Magnum Imprint have been offering high standards of quality with our professional team that delivers all your advertising and promotional requirements efficiently and promptly. For more details, please contact 39887088 or 33856330 or 33542530.
A healthy life requires a healthy diet. Very good evening, viewers. Welcome to today's episode of KIMS Health Dr. Live. Promote a healthy lifestyle with us. Myself, Marina Francis. Global statistics show that around 1 out of every 10 people suffer from the condition diabetes. And we know how important proper diet is required to manage diabetes. So today we have taken up the topic nutrition in diabetes, and we have a very apt person joining with us in our episode today, a nutritionist with over 10 years of experience, Ms. Sajita Rajesh.
Hello.
She is currently working at KIMS Health Hospital, Bahrain, and definitely I'm sure this episode would prove very informative for all of you out there. So let us move ahead. Good evening, doctor. Welcome to the show.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining with us today.
Thank you. I'm glad that I have joined with you also. And it's good that you have given a very good introduction about diabetes and about the statistics as well. Like you have informed that like 1 in 10. Yes. It's very true. And it's that common, like at least like 1 in our family or 1 among in our friends group or in our relatives. At least 1 you can see that with diabetes.
Yes.
And diabetes, again, like there are types of diabetes. Everyone is aware of type 1 and type 2 or pre-diabetics or gestational diabetes. It goes on like that. So it's very common among the people nowadays.
Yes.
And
so doctor, let me ask, is diabetes a disease or is it a disorder?
Either way we can explain this, like it can be a disorder, it can be a disease. It's like if I have to explain in this way, like if I say a person who develops a diabetes or like diabetes, right? It is an elevated sugar level.
Okay.
So if a person with diabetes or newly diagnosed as a diabetes condition without any complication, I would say like if that person can control it or maintain the sugar level,
Okay.
it can be like classified as a disorder.
Okay.
Or if you take a person with more complication, or if a person cannot control diabetic with their lifestyle and lot of other factors, if they cannot control it or maintain the sugar level, and it leads to more complications that can affect the most of the organs in our body, like eye can affect, or heart, or kidney. We can take from the head to foot. There's a lot of organs which can be affected. In that case, we can describe it as a disease.
Okay.
So this is how we can classify diabetes.
Yes.
As
So
a disorder as well as a disease.
okay. So doctor, we have taken up the topic as nutrition and diabetes, something very important for diabetics to be aware of. So what exactly, the basic question, what is a diabetic diet?
What is a diabetic diet? Yeah, it's a good question actually. But there is no diet called diabetic diet.
Okay.
Okay. But people will be having a more confusion about the diet, especially like person with diabetes. They will be having lot of information from their friends or the family or from the Google. Eat like this, or have this food, or have this particular drink, your diabetes will be in control, or you will be like cured with diabetes. It's really wrong. It's like myth. There's no magic food which cures diabetes.
Okay.
Okay. It's like a healthy eating habits they have to
Okay.
start with. Okay. It's like a medical nutrition therapy which we can give for the diabetic people.
Okay.
It's not a diabetic diet as such. We can force them to follow.
True.
Okay, so it's as I explained you, like a healthy eating method. The basic way of informing is like they should follow a healthy eating plate method.
Okay.
So if you take a plate, they should divide their plate into half. In that, they have to focus more on the non-starchy vegetables, and this half again they have to make it half. So 2 quarters are there.
Okay.
So one they can make it as a protein portion, and another they can make it as a carbohydrate portion.
Okay.
So this is the way like they can balance their nutrition.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how it works.
Okay. So there is a common doubt for most people. Can diabetics have fruits? Is it advised or not?
The answer is yes. They
Okay.
can also enjoy fruits.
Okay.
Okay. So people may say, oh, you're a diabetic person, so you cannot
Yes,
eat any
we have heard
kind of fruits. But it's not like that. We say, like as a nutritionist or dietitians, like we say like glycemic index for food. Okay.
Okay.
It's a list of food which have been ranked according to their effect on a blood sugar.
Okay.
Okay. For example, for a particular food, if you take, how it affects your blood.
Okay.
Okay, a blood sugar. So this is how it is ranked. Like for example, low GI foods, high GI foods, and medium GI foods.
Okay.
Okay. So it has been ranked as in the number.
Okay.
If they know this kind of list of foods, they can easily opt for the healthy foods from that list, which is easy for them to
Okay.
add it in their healthy eating habits. So where they can choose from the low glycemic index food in which their sugar will not spike as fast.
Okay.
Okay, so a person with a controlled diabetes, like if a person is maintaining their sugar level, they can enjoy a fruit or 1 or 2 fruits in a day.
Okay.
Okay, as I was telling, like low glycemic index, some are the fruits like which comes in the low glycemic index list, which is apple, pear, peach, berries. They can enjoy mandarin or a grapefruit.
Okay.
So there are some fruits which they can really enjoy.
Okay.
So this is how they can add fruits in their diet.
Okay.
And one more thing, like they need a fiber in their diet. So fruits gives more fiber
Yes.
as well. So they have to include that for more fiber. It has antioxidants and phytochemicals. It's really needed for our body.
Okay.
So as a diabetic person, they are not forced to avoid it. Only
But,
thing they have to manage that in the like how much they eat and when they eat.
Okay.
That is also a big deal, like when they eat the fruits.
Okay. Similarly, just like fruits, there is the doubt with the carbohydrates. If eating lower carbohydrates, does it lower the sugar level, or is it recommended for diabetics?
Low carbohydrate or no carbohydrate is a very trend now. Like people are like forcing themselves to some extent where they have to avoid totally the carbohydrate because they think that the carbohydrate is the first enemy.
Yes.
But we need carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is again divided into two, that is like simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates.
Okay.
Okay. The person with the diabetes should know what is complex carbohydrates and simple carbohydrates, because simple carbohydrates is the things or the food which spikes the sugar level, whereas the complex carbohydrates is not the same what the simple carbohydrate does into the body.
Okay.
So if they include complex is nothing but fruits and vegetables and whole grains, nuts and seeds and pulses and legumes comes under the complex carbohydrates.
Okay.
Okay, so if they know the portion size of their food, exactly how much the carbs they are supposed to eat,
Okay.
they are the winner.
True.
So it's not necessary that they have to avoid completely the carbohydrate from their diet. Only thing they have to switch to the complex carbohydrates along with protein and fat. Like initially I told you the plate method.
Yes.
So if they are focusing in that way, it's well and good.
Okay. Definitely there's more to know from the doctor. Anyways, we'll be back after a very short break, but don't go anywhere, stay tuned. Also, please remember to share this episode to those friends and dear and near ones of yours whom you feel will benefit from this episode. So we'll be back after a very short break. Welcome back. You're watching KIMS Health Doctor Live. Our discussion is on the topic nutrition in diabetes. So let us continue with the discussion. Doctor, so I asked you about whether fruits can be eaten or carbohydrates. Similarly, another doubt is, can nuts be eaten by those who have diabetes? And how is it related to the cholesterol levels as well?
It's also like a common question, like or a common doubt people with diabetes are having.
Yes.
Because usually like a diabetic person also finds their cholesterol level also sometimes like it fluctuates, right? So they have a lot of doubts with the nuts and all. And again, it's a big myth that people are avoiding nuts in their meals or in their diet. Nuts should be included because it also includes, it comes in the complex carbohydrates. And nuts is a good source of antioxidants, and it has a various nutrient level, like it is really needed. And a lot of studies have shown that like people with diabetes who eats nuts at least like 5 servings, at least like 5 days in a week, if they eat regularly, there's like a lot of benefits they have, like the cardiovascular diseases can be prevented. So a lot of studies have shown that. So it's good to add nuts in their daily diet. And it can be like any kind of nuts, But one thing they have to focus on, like it should not be roasted or unsalted. I mean, sorry, it should be like unsalted.
Okay.
So if they are taking that kind of mixed, like any kind of nuts, like almonds can be taken, or walnuts, or cashew nuts, or any kind of seeds can also mixed with the nuts, and they can add.
Okay.
So handful of nuts, it's not going to harm anyway.
Doctor, similarly, how does alcohol affect diabetics?
It's a main question for the male patients or the
Yes.
persons who's diabetes. As a dietitian, like I won't suggest any of our patients like to have 1 ounce or 2 ounce in a day, or like I never give a particular amount of
Okay.
like alcohol limitations is good or good for their body or not.
Okay.
Because alcohol as such is not going to help any way in their condition.
Yes.
Either way, like it really turns into a different manner where like they can go to a state called hypoglycemia, where their sugar level goes very down. I mean, it will go very low, as the name indicates. It's a hypo. It's a dangerous state again.
Okay.
And also it disturbs our metabolism.
Okay.
And long run, like in a chronic alcohol person who is taking alcohol for long period, it's going to give different effects for our body. There could be a nerve damage, there could be eye diseases they can, in future they can face,
Okay.
or any other metabolism disturbances also happens. So from my side, or like as a dietitian, I don't personally advise alcohol for a diabetic patients. Not only for diabetic, anyone.
Yes. Doctor, these days there are many artificial sweeteners available. So are these good?
Artificial sweeteners, like sweeteners itself, if you take, there are 2 types. That is like nutritive sweeteners and non-nutritive sweeteners.
Okay.
Nutritive sweeteners is nothing but fructose, sucrose and glucose, which is seen in fruits or honey or sugar, jaggery, this kind of things. And our non-nutritive sweeteners is different. It is like commonly known as saccharin or aspartame or stevia, this kind of sweeteners.
Okay.
A few sweeteners are considered as a safe by FDA, that is Food and Drug Administration.
Okay.
But if you ask me, like a person who is with diabetes should switch to sweeteners or not, I would say that like it depends on the person, because we cannot force anyone to switch entirely, or all of a sudden like, okay, you stop eating the natural sugar and switch to the artificial sugar. Because 30 to 40 years they may be having the habit of adding the sugar or brown sugar, or, and this question also comes very often, like
Yes.
white sugar or brown,
Brown
sugar.
sugar.
And or instead of white sugar I can add honey or jaggery.
True, true.
So this is also a common questions among the people.
Yes.
I would say, like, see, sugar, white sugar or brown sugar, it's coming from the same plant. Jaggery is also coming from the same plant.
Okay.
So I have already mentioned GI, that is glycemic index,
Okay.
in which the glycemic index for sugar, white sugar and brown sugar and honey or jaggery, it's almost same.
Okay.
So whatever you are going to take, the sugar will spike.
Yeah.
Okay. The only the benefit of having honey or jaggery is like honey is considered as an antimicrobial property. It has antimicrobial, antiviral property.
Yes.
It has antioxidants, and jaggery has more of minerals
Okay.
compared to the white sugar. So if a person can enjoy that in a minimal quantity, they can continue with the natural sweetness.
Okay.
Okay, and if someone already switched to the artificial sweetness, and if it is considered as a safe from FDA, they can continue having the artificial sweetness as well.
Okay. So another doubt is that, is diabetes reversible or not? Is it totally reversible?
Reversible or non-reversible, I have 2 answers.
Okay.
Okay, because if a person who really can maintain or control, okay, let's speak about the diabetic history or a chart of diabetes. Okay. So before coming to or consider a person to be a diabetes, the person will be in a pre-diabetic stage. Okay. Or before that, they will be having a or normal glucose test. Okay. From there, they will take into the pre-diabetic stage if their sugar level is abnormal, and then to the clinical diabetic stage, and then to the complication stage. So if you take this chart, if a person is in the complication stage, their sugar levels cannot be reversed. For example, a person with a kidney damage, that persons cannot reverse their sugar, or the diabetes cannot be reversed. But if a person is newly diagnosed, or if a person is like diagnosed with pre-diabetes, for them it's easy for them to control and maintain the sugar level through lot of factors, by changing their lifestyle, by changing their eating habits, and increasing the physical activity. So in that way they will be in the remission state. So remission state is like their sugar level should be in a normal range. Let it be a fasting sugar, or let it be a random blood sugar, or let it be a HbA1c, it's a glycosylated hemoglobin. So anything if you test, it should be in the normal range. HbA1c should be like below 6, and other sugar level also has to fall into the normal range without any medication. So that is called remission state. And a person like, for example, who is obese with diabetes, if they are able to lose their weight, for example, if they lose 15 kgs with their lifestyle changes and eating habits, their sugar level also will drop. They will be in that remission state. But once they gain their weight, they go back to the diabetic person. So this is the explanation for like reversal or like remission, we say.
Also, fasting, is it good for diabetics or not?
Fasting as such, if you are taking, like I have heard or I have read somewhere, like in an ancient years or 30-40 years before, people who have diagnosed with diabetes, like they used to go to the hospital, but they get admitted and they treat them with fasting. Okay, they make the patient in a fasting state where their sugar level will go down. That's the way before they were treating. And nowadays fasting is also like a very fancy thing, or like most of the people might have heard about intermittent fasting. Okay, but a person with diabetes should know what type of fasting they can adapt. Okay, as I said, like even in ancient years they were following that fasting process, but they were under supervision. The same way applies here also. A person with diabetes should consult a physician and a dietitian with the proper medical team. They can do fasting as well. Okay, and they should know like their body type. Like, is that fasting is really helping, or is that fasting is making them into a hypoglycemic state or not? They should read their body. They should know like what exact fasting helps in their sugar maintenance or not. So in this way they can adapt fasting, but under a supervision. They should consult a dietitian or a physician before they start with the fasting.
So I would also like to ask that more than curing diabetes, I think preventing also has a major role. So for preventing diabetes, how should we take care of our diet?
That's a good question actually. It's an important question as well, because preventing is better than cure actually. So once you know that you have a family history, people think that if you have a family history, you're going to get it for sure. But it's not that true, because 30 to 40%, yes, there is a chance if you have a family history. But the rest of the 60% comes from your lifestyle. Okay, so you should maintain your body weight. You should maintain the proper healthy BMI. Okay, and your eating habits and your sleep.
Okay.
Okay. Sleep, if I say like you have to consider the circadian rhythm. You might have heard about this word. It's nothing but like the sleep pattern of our body. It's an internal clock. We should listen to that. Like because if you see the dark and daytime, like our body reacts to it. Our body has lot of hormones which works according to the internal clock, according to that circadian rhythm.
Okay.
So if you are not following that and you are just like neglecting it, like because nowadays the generation or the people who really focusing more on the gadgets and they don't work out more or they don't focus on the physical activity and they contribute, instead of sleeping on time, they spend more on gadgets, they spend more on screening time is more than the previous years or the like our parents and our grandparents had had a different lifestyle, but our lifestyle is entirely different. So we are in a stage where like everything is switch. Okay, so we have less physical activity. We are going home and we just switch everywhere. I mean, put the switch on, and everything works. We are not working.
True.
So physical activity and eating habits and sleep, all this matters.
Yes.
Okay. So that is the main thing like which you have to focus on to prevent diabetes and to maintain your body weight, because maintaining body weight really helps in lot of things. It's not only the diabetes, even for hypertension or controlling the cholesterol, any kind of metabolic syndrome or diseases you take, like the baseline is your weight. So you have to focus on your healthy BMI weight. So that's so important. If you're really focusing on it, you are the winner.
Okay. Also, you mentioned about hypoglycemic condition, that is the sugar levels going down. That may prove to be very difficult for the patients, isn't it? So how do we prevent it from the sugar levels going so low?
Okay. Especially like people with blood sugar, like let it be a normal, if they are maintaining it normal, or if they are not maintaining it, like if it is not well maintained, they should have that idea what to eat and when to eat.
Okay.
The timing. If they really know the timing of their meals, they should stick onto it. That's why we recommend like a smaller frequent meal. If a person with diabetes who eats frequent meals, their sugar is not going to hike or their sugar is not going to be in a lower side. So it will be in a stable, they can maintain it. So for that, like at least like they can have 3 meals and 2 snacks in between to maintain that level. So it's really helpful if they add a healthy snacks in between. As I said, like nuts can be added as a healthy snacks in between. So the meal timing they have to focus on. Okay. So as much as possible, if they stick on to the proper timing, it's well and good to maintain their sugar level.
Also, when the sugar levels go low, is it advised to give something sugary at that time?
Yeah, especially like a person with a diabetes, they should carry a candy or like a sweet candies with them always to prevent hypoglycemia, because it's easy to maintain their sugar level once they feel like dizziness or they feel like imbalance, or they know the body gives the signal. So if they feel like that kind of symptoms, they should have something with sugar. So it's easy to maintain the sugar level. And they should consult the doctor at the earliest. They should not leave after having candy or after having a juice, like they should not leave it like that. They should consult a physician as well for the reason.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am, for all those answers. Anyways, coming towards the end of this episode, can you just sum up or summarize as a take-home message for our viewers today? Nutrition and diabetes, how to handle it?
So nutrition and diabetes, as I told you before, it's like healthy eating habits. They have to adapt. It's not a different or entirely different diet than the others. Like in a family, like if you sit and eat, the person with diabetes should not receive anything special or which is like, you know, different food from the others. A family should really support each other, and they should also have a habit of eating that healthy eating pattern way of thing, and by this way the person with diabetes also will not feel that they are like not a different person, and they can lead a healthy life. They will not have that stressful eating. Okay. The key is like a mindful eating, and the key is like consistent and persistent. How consistent they are, how persistent they are in that healthy eating habits. If they really follow this, then they can control their sugar level.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining with us today and answering to all our queries. Definitely, I hope viewers found this episode very informative and useful. We'll be back again in yet another episode of KIMS Health Doctor Live. Until then, this is Marina Francis signing off. Stay healthy, stay happy. Good night.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahala. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
NEC Remit. Send money online to India. Credit in seconds with great rates. Download NEC Remit app now.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain. With over a decade of existence in Bahrain, exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com. Since 2006, Magnum Imprint have been offering high standards of quality with our professional team that delivers all your advertising and promotional requirements efficiently and promptly. For more details, please contact 39887088 or 33856330 or 33542530.